Please note that we may agree or even disagree with some of the texts we release here on Mysteries Beyond the Open Gate. Just because we release a text or codex on this channel does not mean we agree wholeheartedly with the contents. There may only be sections of some texts or codices that bring relevance to life, and there may be some sections of texts that are totally whacked. Nonetheless, we feel that it is important for you to know what is out there. And yes, somewhere out there is the truth, and we believe that is what all of us are in search of, the truth. Let us know what you think in the comments.
The Gospel of Mary is based on the Coptic text of Papyrus Berolinensis 8502-1. Coptic, Papyrus Codex, 5th century, preserves about half the Gospel of Mary, pages 1 to 19 of the Codex. And now, the Gospel of Mary.
The Gospel of Mary. In reading this ancient text, please understand that the bracket represents a gap in the text. Pages 1 to 6 are missing. An eternal perspective. Page 7. Then will matter be destroyed, or not? The Savior said, every nature, every form, every creature exists in and with each other, but they'll dissolve again into their own roots, because the nature of matter dissolves into its nature alone. Anyone who has ears to hear should hear. Peter said to him, since you've explained everything to us, tell us one more thing. What's the sin of the world? The Savior said, sin doesn't exist, but you're the ones who make sin when you act in accordance with the nature of adultery, which is called sin. That's why the good came among you, up to the things of every nature in order to restore it within its root. Then he continued and said, that's why you get sick and die, because you love. Page 8, what tricks you? Anyone who can understand should understand. Matter gave birth to a passion that has no image because it comes from what's contrary to nature. Then confusion arises in the whole body. That's why I told you to be content at heart. If you're discontented, find contentment in the presence of the various images of nature. Anyone who has ears to hear should hear. The Gospel. When the Blessed One said these things, he greeted them all and said, peace be with you. Acquire my peace. Be careful not to let anyone mislead you by saying, look over here, or look over there. Because the Son of Humanity exists within you. Follow him. Those who seek him will find him. Go then and preach the gospel about the kingdom. Don't. Page 9. Lay down any rules beyond what I've given you, nor make a law like the lawgiver, lest you be bound by it. When he said these things, he left. But they grieved and wept bitterly. They said, how can we go up to the Gentiles to preach the gospel about the kingdom of the Son of Humanity? If they didn't spare him, why would they spare us? Mary and Jesus. Then Mary arose and greeted them all. She said to her brothers and sisters, don't weep and grieve or let your hearts be divided, because his grace will be with you all and will protect you. Rather we should praise his greatness because he's prepared us and made us humans. When Mary said these things, she turned their hearts toward the good and they started to debate the words of the Savior. Page 10. Peter said to Mary, sister, we know the Savior loved you more than all other women. Tell us the words of the Savior that you remember, the things which you know that we don't, and which we haven't heard. In response Mary said, I'll tell you what's hidden from you. So she started to tell them these words. She said, I saw the Lord in a vision and I said to him, Lord, I saw you in a vision today. In response he said to me, you're blessed because you didn't waver at the sight of me. For where the mind is, there is the treasure. I said to him, Lord, now does the one who sees the vision see it in the soul or in the spirit? In response the Savior said, they don't see in the soul or in the spirit, but the mind which exists between the two is what sees the vision and it that. Pages 11 through 14 are missing. Overcoming the powers. Page 15. And Desire said, I didn't see you going down, but now I see you're going up. So why are you lying, since you belong to me? In response the Soul said, I saw you, but you didn't see me or know me. I was to you just a garment, and you didn't recognize me. When it said these things, it left, rejoicing greatly. Again, it came to the third power, which is called ignorance. It interrogated the soul and said, Where are you going? In wickedness you're bound. Since you're bound, don't judge. And the soul said, Why do you judge me, since I haven't judged? I was bound, even though I haven't bound. They didn't recognize me, but I've recognized that everything will dissolve, both the things of the earth. Page 16. And the things of heaven. When the soul had overcome the third power, it went up and saw the fourth power, which took 7 forms. The first form is darkness. The second, desire. The third, ignorance. The fourth, zeal for death. The fifth, the kingdom of the flesh. The sixth, the foolish wisdom of flesh. The seventh, the wisdom of anger. These are the 7 powers of wrath. They ask the soul, Where do you come from, you murderer, and where are you going, conqueror of space? In response the soul said, What binds me has been killed, what surrounds me has been overcome, my desire is gone, and ignorance has died. In a world I was released. Page 17. From a world, and in a type from a type which is above, and from the chain of forgetfulness which exists only for a time. From now on I'll receive the rest of the time of the season of the age in silence. When Mary said these things, she fell silent because the Savior had spoken with her up to this point. Conflict over authority. In response Andrew said to the brothers and sisters, Say what you will about what she said, I myself don't believe that the Savior said these things, because these teachings seem like different ideas. In response Peter spoke out with the same concerns. He asked them concerning the Savior, He didn't speak with a woman without our knowledge and not publicly with us, did he? Will we turn around and all listen to her? Did he prefer her to us? Page 18. Then Mary wept and said to Peter, My brother Peter, what are you thinking? Do you really think that I thought this up by myself in my heart, or that I'm lying about the Savior? In response Levi said to Peter, Peter, you've always been angry. Now I see you debating with this woman like the adversaries. But if the Savior made her worthy, who are you then to reject her? Surely the Savior knows her very well. That's why he loved her more than us. Rather we should be ashamed, clothe ourselves with perfect humanity, acquire it for ourselves as he instructed us, and preach the gospel, not laying down any other rule or other law beyond what the Savior said. Page 19. When Levi said these things, they started to go out to teach and to preach.
Notes on translation. Page 8. Be content at heart, discontented, find contentment. Or possibly be obedient, disobedient, be obedient. Pages 8 and 9. Son of humanity. Literally, son of the human, a technical term based on an Aramaic idiom meaning human. Pages 15 through 17. For a similar ascent narrative, see The Stranger's Book pages 63 through 66. You can listen to this right here on our channel, Mysteries Beyond the Open Gate. Page 18. Perfect humanity. Literally, the perfect human. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Mark Madison's book, The Gospel of Mary, a fresh translation and holistic approach on Amazon. The link is in the description.